Okay, this meeting, as Marshall mentioned, it is being recorded. Okay, so why participate in a study abroad experience? So one of the main, we do encourage also to have some sort of international experience, whether it be study abroad or internship or service learning or anything like that, is because it does lead to improvements in employment-related skills, such as intercultural communication, leadership and problem solving, as well as flexibility and adaptability. And you'll see a little fact down here that we always like to mention is that a recent survey found that respondents who had gained international experience during their studies were 2 times as likely to be employed within 6 months of graduation for those who did not. So while a study abroad experience is fun and it gives you global perspective, it's also really great for future employment. So we do try and let the students know that it is a great experience while you're here at UMass Lowell, but it also leads to future experiences and growth in the employment related skills. Okay, so why participate? Participating in a study abroad experience can earn you the following here at UMass Lowell. So the Riverhawk Experience Distinction, Global Engagement. So upon graduation, students can successfully earn RHED, Riverhawk Experience Distinction. They'll receive a special notation on their transcript and a certificate of recognition. And there's a few requirements to complete to get that recognition, but study abroad fits really nicely into that, as well as honors experiential learning opportunities. So whether a student is going on an honors specific study abroad program or any program in general abroad, it still satisfies honors experiential learning requirements. And the Honors College is really supportive of study abroad and really helps to work it into all students' experiences. Okay, so when you go abroad for a semester experience, you do remain a full-time UMass Lowell student during the semester that you are abroad. And as such, you can utilize your financial aid as if you were here on campus. And your courses do apply towards your graduation requirements. So we work really closely with all students who study abroad, whether it be for a semester program or a short-term summer or winter program. We work really closely with students to ensure that their credits will all transfer back as they intend them to, because it's essential that students remain on track to graduate and complete degree requirements while they're abroad. The last thing we would ever want is for a student to have an international experience and not have those credits count towards their degree progression. So we do work closely with the student as well as their academic advisor and major or minor department to ensure that everything is lined up so students actually know before they study abroad exactly how their credits will transfer back. Okay, so funding your experience. So financial aid is applicable to study abroad. So most, federal aid, state aid, need-based, merit-based, as well as most private scholarships can be utilized towards a semester-long study abroad experience. Summer and winter have a few different considerations, but aid is available. And there are additional scholarship opportunities available as well. And as you can see on the slide, some up to $8,000. So we do let all students know about scholarship resources, both internal UMass Lowell scholarships, as well as external study abroad scholarships and prestigious national scholarships as well. And we actually do have an office here on campus called the Office of National Scholarships, which works with students who are applying to some very specific, very high dollar amount study abroad scholarships. So we do have students who receive those, which is wonderful. Okay, so general steps to study abroad for any program, from interest to applying. So the first step is to explore your options. So we do have our UMass Lowell website, our international programs website, and you can actually see the options available to you. So if you go to our website and click search all programs, you can actually see specific programs that are available. So students can start exploring at any point. Even if the student is, first year student here at UMass Lowell and don't intend to study abroad until like their junior year, for example, it's never too early to start exploring your options. So you'd work closely with our office as well as your academic advisor to understand what courses you would need to take while you're abroad, to get you on the right trajectory, to make sure you're not rushed for anything. And at that point, once you've explored your options and determined what program works best, the student would then apply. We do have a 2.5 GPA requirement, as well as no active disciplinary sanctions. And at that point, the student prepares for their experience abroad. We do have pre-departure orientations. We assist with students who need student visas abroad. Everything from start to finish, our office is there to help the student. Okay, so we do have, so just to break it down a little further in terms of what our office does to support your student. So through the program selection and application process, we meet one-on-one with every student, often multiple times. We have in-person appointments, Zoom appointments, we have drop-in hours, and we review the requirements for the specific study abroad programs because they do vary by program. Again, we mentioned we review funding sources, ensure that the study abroad program will allow for the student to successfully continue in their academic plan, and direct them to approved study abroad programs. So in terms of pre-departure preparation and support, we review required travel documents such as passport, student visas, etc. We provide guidance on health and safety resources. We review financial preparedness, identity and cultural adjustment, and then practical travel advice as well. And we also have an international insurance and emergency plan, which I'll mention in just a moment. Actually, right now. So for every student who travels on an approved UMass Lowell study abroad program, they are automatically enrolled in additional international travel insurance at no cost to you or the student. So the student doesn't have to do anything. This just acts as another layer of support to the student's primary health insurance, which often doesn't have the appropriate amount of coverage or any coverage at all for international experiences. So this insurance would act as a supplement to the student. And of course, we hope they never need it, but we do have this provided to students, and we review this in quite a bit more detail during our pre-departure orientation. And we send home a lot of information about this so that you and your student can review it and become familiar with it. So it does act as another support while the student is abroad. Okay, so we have options to meet student needs in terms of duration. So we realize that students may not want to go abroad for a full semester. If that is the case, we do have short-term programs for as little as 1 week. For example, a spring break program to as long as 3 to 12 weeks over winter or summer term as well. We have locations around the globe, and as I've mentioned a few times, the credit does transfer, and they are applicable to degree requirements. So I do want to mention a little bit about the different types of programs we have. So we have 3 primary program types. The first being exchange, which are programs by or with a UMass Lowell partner university abroad. We have faculty-led programs, which is when a UMass Lowell faculty leader takes a group of UMass Lowell students abroad and teaches a UMass Lowell course incorporating study abroad experiences. And we also have partner-led programs. So the student would enroll at a university or study center abroad with the support of a third-party study abroad organization. So what I just mentioned, the partner-led study abroad organizations, we work with quite a few of these organizations, and you'll see their logos here on the screen. And the reason why we work with quite a few different organizations is because they offer locations throughout the globe where we may not have partner universities. They also offer additional support to the student and act as a liaison between the student, our office, as well as the host program abroad. And I'm not going to read through each thing here, but you can see that they do offer a lot of additional support and resources to the student to ensure a successful international experience. And for this type of program, the tuition fees and housing are all bundled into one program cost, referred to as the program fee. So for these programs, students wouldn't pay anything to UMass Lowell aside from a $300 study abroad fee. And the program fee would be actually paid directly to the study abroad partner organization. And as I mentioned, financial aid packages can still be utilized towards these programs. So they actually do vary in cost depending on the location that the student is going to. And many of these programs have actually very, surprisingly affordable programs abroad, which is really great for the students. Okay, another type that I mentioned briefly a moment ago is our exchange programs. So this is when we work closely with a partner university that we have an agreement with. So historically, over 120 programs in more than 44 countries. We also utilize these partnerships for research collaborations aside from just traditional study abroad. For these types of programs, a few different program models, but just to review them briefly. So one option is students direct enroll into the program in which the housing and tuition is hosted by the partner university, or it could be a reciprocal exchange where the student continues to pay their UMass Lowell tuition and fees and then pays their housing abroad. So as you can see, there's quite a few different types of study abroad programs, and it is important that we meet with students early in the study abroad process to review these different types of programs to ensure that the student is going on a program that works for them for various reasons, because some programs might be geared towards students who have traveled a lot, for example, and don't need all that additional support, whereas some programs might be better for students who are in their first or second year who could utilize a little bit more support from their partner program organizations. Okay, and the third type of program, as I mentioned, is our faculty-led programs. These are quite popular, particularly over summer and winter session. And we also have some of these programs that run the travel portion over spring break, and it's part of a spring semester course here on campus. So a few different options. It is a UMass Lowell class. 3 to 12 credits are available. It's open to all majors. And again, financial aid and scholarships can apply. And it can fulfill a variety of UMass Lowell requirements, as you can see listed here. And we do just have one example here of an upcoming summer 2024 program in Northeast Thailand, focusing on community engagement, action research, community engagement. So this program has run before. It was very successful. So we do have a lot of programs that are really interesting and unique that I would love to go on all of them. So I'm really happy to encourage students to go on these programs. Okay, so thinking about how to choose a program, there's 3 things we want to consider. So the when, so do you want to go abroad for a semester or a short-term program? The where, if the student has any location preference, and that would also tie into any academic or course needs. And then the what, so would a student want to study or intern or do a service learning experience or do a combination of one or more of those? So we review all of these things with students in our initial meeting and get into a little more detail as we meet with students further, because we do, as I've mentioned, want students to stay on track to graduate as well as maximize funding opportunities. So we do have a few student experiences we want to make note of, just to give you an example of where students have gone and taken courses. So recently a student studied digital media in Japan. We do have a little video, but the link isn't working right now, so I don't want to jump into that. But another student experience is we had a student study chemistry, primarily chemistry in South Korea, and Trang also received that $8,000 scholarship that I mentioned. It's a prestigious scholarship called the Gilman Scholarship. So she did receive that for her experience abroad. We do have a lot of resources on our UMass Lowell International Programs website. So if you go to uml.edu, you could just type in study abroad or international programs, and it will bring you to our website. We have blogs that students have written, which I think are really great resources because it gives you insight into what students do day to day in their own, in their own words, in their own experience. So we have a few listed here that you can see. So in Cadiz, Spain, and San Sebastian, Spain, Cuba, India. So we have a lot of these great blogs up, which I think are really exciting to read through. We also have recent news and program information on our website. We have social media as well, so you or your student can follow us as well to learn more. And there's many ways to connect with our office. So as I mentioned, we do have drop-in Zoom advising where no appointment is needed. We have that twice a week. We have individual appointments, both via Zoom as well as in person. And we also have social media, of course. You don't have to remember all of this. So if you or your student wants to meet with us, you could even just send us an email to our email address, which is just studyabroad@uml.edu. And you'll receive a bounce back message with all of this information listed. The drop-in Zoom advising, how to book an appointment, our website, how to get started, and everything like that. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if we have any questions in the chat.